Hey folks, it's Ardwulf. Welcome back. This is our continuation of the first turn in September 1939 of Unconditional Surrender. So this is technically the campaign game. We're not really going to play out the entire campaign. I'm pretty much comfortable saying that. And we just finished, as the last episode wrapped up, the Axis operations phase. So we have a Western Allied operations phase now. And we do have stuff to do. So let's see what we can get in here. So we have the Maginot Line. The forts are kind of tough. They're all fully manned. We could make an attack. In order to make the attack, so the logical place for the attack would be here, because there's no river crossing there. I want to say I feel like that's dumb, and that I'm not going to do it. So what I am going to do, you know what I did forget to do, is pay the production cost for all these German units. So that's important. So let's do that. So it's one each for the leg units. So that's, let's see here. So it's one each for the leg units. So I count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 leg units, and 2 each for the panzers. So that's 9. So let's fix that before we screw anything else up. So that's going to be 6, 7, 8, 9. All right, so now we go on to Western operations. So looking at the Western faction card, we've got some tanks, some ground support available. All right, so there's a couple things that we need. Well, there's at least one thing that we do want to do, which is to move a unit, move the BEF down into France. So we need to look at convoys and how that works. All right, that's not helpful. So what we're looking for here is like naval transport. Page 23. So I passed it. Let's see. There we go. Phasing convoy unit can activate to move and transport a friendly activated air or ground unit across sea zones and or map boxes. The air or ground unit's nationality does not matter, only that it is friendly. The air or ground unit must begin its activation stacked with a convoy. Can transport only 1 minute at a time. As the convoy is moving, it can be intercepted. That's not a factor. Okay. So this, it seems relatively obvious. What is the range of naval movement is the question. Ah, okay. Leg ground unit is 8. All of the units are 10. That's pretty easy. All right, so what we will do is we'll take this entire stack. Actually, we won't. We'll take the home fleet and leave it where it's at. We'll take the convoy carrying the BEF. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We'll leave the convoy in Calais. Actually, we'll drop this off in Le Havre. I'm a little more comfortable with that. Alright, and then this guy needs a sortie marker on him. And so the BEF is considered activated for that reason. Do the French want to do anything? I'm not sure that they do. I guess we could move this guy up to Dijon. Is that an impassable hexside? No, that's a mountain hexside. What's the movement cost for mountain? Just +1, actually. Okay. So that being said, I'm not sure that the French do have anything to do. We need to look at policy, actually, because home defense, we need to read that. Okay, so UK needs to keep at least one of its air units and one of its ground units within 3 hexes of, or anywhere within Great Britain, the Eastern North America box, or the North Atlantic box. It's one of its air units and one of its ground units. So this unit is a ground unit. It has to stay. So basically, these guys basically can't go anywhere. Although technically, in Calais, they are all right. So what you don't want to do here is block these up, and because then nobody then you'll be blocking your own retreats, and that's not okay. So we're going to keep this in Paris. We're going to rebase this air unit to Paris, and I think we're going to activate this, and that's going to be a +1, so 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. Okay. Based on the assumption that we won't need anybody down on the Italian border anytime soon. That could prove hilariously wrong, but do we have any French African dudes, colonials we can haul up? No, but we can haul the British Gibraltar garrison up if we wanted to. That would probably be dumb. There's a garrison in Malta. There's probably some stuff over here. Yeah, actually, there's a fair amount of stuff over there. Alright, so that is everything that they needed to do. So we go to the Soviet phase. What does this do? The Soviets have any strategic redeployments? Yeah, they do, actually. In any event, it's too late to use them. What do we got for air? Soviet air. We have a Soviet air. And I'm happy leaving that in Minsk for now. But we're going to take this ground unit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Start pushing him up to be on the front. So again, Sevastopol might prove that we want to defend it, but we're not concerned about it this turn. And what do we got coming? We do have a French elite unit, French guards, coming in November, if the French can last until November. And they should, actually. I'm going to figure out how these guys come in, actually. I think, so they won't enter play in November, I believe, but we'll see how that works when it comes up. So that is the Soviet operations phase. We go to the supply phase for the Axis. They're fine. We go to the Westerns are fine. Soviet is fine. Replacements. Okay. So 26. Unit in a hex or map box may receive replacements. In the upgrade phase, a unit in a hex or map box may be upgraded to a different unit. In the mobilization phase, a unit on its faction card may be mobilized. Okay. Okay, so the Germans, the Axis doesn't have any reduced units. Alright, so let's see. Yeah, you gotta spend the production or lose it, so improve a unit. There's a cheat production table, okay. Move to 2 sorties, so I guess we're gonna go removing those. So let's push this over to the side. Pull up the Axis faction card. So we're going to reduce this down twice, and that's going to cost 3. We're going to reduce this down twice, and that's going to cost 3 more. So for Axis production, we'll go down 6. We're currently at 17, so that'll take it to 11. The Axis don't have anything else to do. Placements upgrade. Mobilization. Okay, so it's mobilization that we'll be concerned about that. That's fine. So we go to the Western Allies. And the British have a sortie marker here, which they will pay to remove. And that will cost, wait a minute. Okay, so that costs 3. Pull up the Western Allied faction card. That's 3. And the French have, I believe, a rebasing that they did to base these guys in Paris. So we'll delete this and spend 3 points by the French. 1, 2, 3. So they're at 13. The Soviets have nothing to do. Upgrade phase. Okay, what do we do in the upgrade phase? I'm not sure we have anything to do in the upgrade phase, but let's look at it. Okay, faction cards upgrade box. So they don't have anything. They don't have anything. Pretty sure the Soviets don't have anything new. Okay, so that's that. And then mobilization. Alright. Phasing faction may mobilize a unit that is in its faction card's mobilization box. May buy back as a price attack marker. So the question is, when do these reinforcements come in? Exactly. May mobilize a unit that's in his faction card's mobilization box. I'm thinking everybody's empty. Yeah. An upgrade unit removed from the turn track is put here. So I think what that means is that, for example, this unit, I believe, is an upgrade unit. Yeah? But not all these are upgrade units. Like, these are just two more guys. A unit gets into the mobilization box in the end of turn phase from its faction card's eliminated box, the turn track, or per scenario setup. Okay, so let's look at that. Okay. Okay, very good. So there's no mobilization to do. Diplomacy phase, however, we do have stuff to do here. So to do this, we have to look at the playbook again. So what is in the diplomacy pool? Diplomacy cup. Alright, I'm gonna pull them all out. And just make sure this is what it's supposed to be. Alright, that's everything. So, 6 no events, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So these go back in the cup. Three political success, 1 political failure, and 2 areas seized. Okay, so yeah, everything looks great. It looks like that's pre-randomized. Okay, so so the way this works is, starting with the Axis can spend 5 production, and why not? They have it, and they're going to lose it otherwise. And currently they have 11. So they're going to spend, so they're going to have 6 after this. They're going to draw 1 from the Diplomacy Cup. They get a political success. So the way this works is, go back to the rule book. And it's not right here. It's over here. Okay, if a country is conquered, do the following. Sweet, we needed to do this. Place a friendly pro-faction marker in the Diplomacy Cup and may do one of the following. So let's put this back. Let's put this back. And so we take a pro-axis, put it in the Diplomacy Cup, and then we may choose to do what? Select any one neutral country that has an enemy pro-faction or strict neutrality marker in its capital hex and remove it. Select one neutral country that has no and which shares a land border with the just conquered country. Put a friendly pro-faction marker in its capital hex. Okay, so somebody that shares a border with Poland. Well, that's nobody. Lithuania. With the countries, conquered countries will one's marker in the XV. Yeah, okay, we did that. Take one German ground unit from its faction cards conditional box and put it in the eliminated box. So we should have done that. So we could have mobilized this unit. So let's do that. Let's pull this up. Mobilize it. Where is it? Mobilize a reduced strength leg ground unit. These are only one step though. Okay, we did this. The Polish corridor disputed area is ceded to Germany. Ooh, okay. We gotta go back and fix that. Alright, so mobilization, we can mobilize. Looks like we can't mobilize. So when did that happen? Exactly. You know what? That goes in the end of turn. It goes from eliminated to mobilization. So that is irrelevant. Well, it's not irrelevant. I'm glad we put it there. Okay, so we did this. We did this. We did this. Polish corridor is ceded to Germany. So we need to pull out the Axis faction card again. Polish corridor is ceded to Germany. If an Axis unit, except the German unit, is in the area, and it is, but they're Germans. Each faction repatriates all its counters in the Eastern Poland disputed area. There aren't any. Eastern Poland disputed area is ceded to the USSR. And the USSR, oh, look at that. So the Soviets can take, look at this huge pile here. Wow. It's ground unit, right? Ground unit. So put that there. Okay. And then we cede Eastern Poland to the USSR. And we increase the USSR's national will by 3. Alright, and the special case is France, which we don't have to worry about. This event occurs the first time either of the following happens. It can occur only one time. An Axis unit or marker text into moves into or in Poland, but only in Poland. Okay, so this does not apply here. So I could put that has no pro-faction or strict neutrality marker. So I can put a pro-Faxis marker in Lithuania. Now, I'm not sure that that's useful, but that's the only place it can go since Poland does not border anyone else. The land border. Okay, so no. Alright, so that's that. And I guess we go back to the cup. Watch me pull something shitty now. Oh, look at that. No event now. Okay, so now this what we'll do here with this is this goes in this box. The Western Allies will most definitely pull its shit. However, who has to pay for it? Can either faction pay for it? So we skip the diplomacy phase unless appeasement Nazi-Soviet Pact or Moscow Treaty. Moscow Treaty is basically Soviet Union negotiates a peace. Nazi-Soviet Pact is in order, however. Western faction spends UK production if the USA is not active, and it is not. So, pull up the Western Allies. We're going to spend 5 British production. That'll take that down there. We'll pull one of these out. Political success. So what this will do, I'm going to go back to political success. All right. 36. All right. Select a neutral country that has no pro-faction marker and enters a land border with an active friendly country. If the Western faction is applying this event, the neutral country can instead share a sea zone with an active friendly country. What a friendly pro-faction. Okay, so here's the question. Do we put... We have a land border. So right now the Allied faction is the UK and France, right? We have a land border with Ireland. I'm not 100% sure that Ireland even has any units. They don't. The Belgians do, however, I'm pretty sure. Belgians, Denmark, Estonia, Finland, Greece, Hungary, Iraq. The Irish do, actually. So here's the way I see it. Here's our choices. Belgium, which the Germans are probably going to invade anyway. Spain or Ireland. Curious if it's a Western, it can share a sea zone. So... that's not terribly useful. So here's some weaselly shit we can do. Diplomacy, pro-Western in Italy. Now, that's not that historically ridiculous, actually. Now, at this point in time, it may, in fact, have been unlikely, but there was a point at which it would look just as likely that Italy was not going to be in the Axis. Now, in the Axis, the Pact of Steel between Hitler and Mussolini was almost a personal alliance between Hitler and Mussolini. Anyway, Soviets. The Soviets, I believe, have production to burn as well. They're at 8, so they'll be at 13. And we'll pull one from the Soviets. That is a pro-Axis. So these both go here. Now you can also, instead of drawing for your 5 production, you could pull one of these out and put it back in a cup. And there's reasons to do that, but I didn't feel like we had reason to do that in this particular turn. Alright, so that's the diplomacy phase. The victory check phase, nobody won. End of turn phase. Now, this is a careful reading type thing, actually, I think. Advance the turn marker on the turn track to the next turn. So it is October of 1939. If a counter is in the entered turn track box, put it in its respective location on the map, on a track, or in a faction card as per its rule or its location listed in the scenario setup. Okay, so I guess we go back to scenario setup. So hold on. Alright, so we're looking at October 39. It goes into, so this is the 6th Army and the 12th Army. Okay, so this actually tells us where they go. And these both go into mobilization. So we get a couple of fresh German units out this turn. Is there anything else that needs to happen here? Move all counters and effect cards eliminated box to its mobilization box. So this will go here. The Soviets will go here. The Western Allies have anything? These are out of the game. So their history. Had the Poles lasted, we actually could potentially have rebuilt at least one of those. Well, first we do, I believe, strategic warfare. So let's roll that. So, looking at strategic warfare. None of this stuff applies. And we don't have submarines this time, right? There's surface raid. Which is not useful. Per 3 allied countries conquered by the Axis. Alright. So this is a straight up roll. So let's roll it up and see what happens. This is two dice. So we got a 2 and a 3, a 2 and a 3. There's no effect. Okay. Let's make sure that decrease the faction lost marker for both Germany and the respective allied countries. So that's actually significant. Oh, shit. Actually, yeah. So the British have 1 factory lost. It's at 0 now. Well, it can't go lower than 1. I'm going to have to get some clarity on that. So instead of 18, the British should have 16. Because there's like this minimum. Oh, now I gotta find this thing again. Factory lost. German factory lost. I guess we'll put it here. So they're both down at 1, and then the Germans will lose 2 production from that. Alright, so that's strategic warfare. Strategic movement. I have to admit, I have no idea how this works. There's a marker for it. That's all I know. Alright, so in this phase, if the home defense policy is in effect, yeah, everything's fine. Strategic move marker for the map puts in infection cards events box. If required as per scenario instructions, it removes previous strategic move marker on 1 friendly supplied unit containing a transport line. Then perform strategic movement of any distance from hex to hex. Okay, so what do we do with the marker afterwards? Okay. Oh, hold on. Yeah, because that unit's considered activated, which is fine. Alright, so we will take strategic movement. And we will strategic movement on this, is this the 1st Panzer Army, and we'll rail him over here. Where is the question? Well, that's where he's going. Okay, so that's that. Do the Allies have any strategic movement? I'm not sure they have a token for it. No, they do, actually. I don't think they have any strategic movement to do, though. And I'm fairly sure the Soviets don't have one, right? No, they totally do. But they don't need to use it right now, so... you know what, they will... because this guy's way back in Dnipropetrovsk or whatever it's called, and there's no good reason for this guy to stay back here. So we're going to drop him in Brest. Axis operations. So mostly this is going to be boning this up here. So let's see. Oh, we need to reset all movement here. Alright, so we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 here. 1, 2, 3 here. We'll pass through Warsaw just to get that out of the way. There. That will do for now. We will Ooh, okay, let's see. Let me think about this. I'm going to rebase this air unit here. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And we're going to rebase this air unit here. We'll increase that by 1 as well. Everybody else is just moving. this satisfies the home defense requirement. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 8 to Dresden. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8. And I'm reasonably confident we're not doing anything here. So that looks good. I think that's everybody that I actually want to do stuff with. So I believe that's good. Western, not much more they... no, that's not true. Okay, so hold on a minute. God damn it, I forgot to pay the cost again. We move everybody? I believe we did. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we spent 7 on that. So we're at 19. Let's go over to France. Actually, it's not French. Well, actually, we do need to do something with the French. So let us move this French unit back here. That'll cost the French 1. Make sure that these guys, I believe we're not in the cold zone. Right. Correct. We're not in the cold zone. Because cold zone is poor weather and it would cost more. Where this is all the temperate zone or mild zone or whatever it's called. Mild zone. Alright, so that's the one for the French. And then we're gonna move the BEF 1. It's gonna go 1, 2. You can pass through friendly units, you just can't stop there. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. You know what? Hold on a minute. Keep this unit here, I think, and move this guy back, and then move the British up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I'm happy with that. And I want to say that's Western operations. Yeah. Yeah, I think so. At least for now. You don't want to back these guys all the way up, and I'm backed up a little bit on myself over here. So so let's go to the Soviets, because the Soviets got actually a fair amount of stuff to do. So isn't this the guy that I strat moved? Yep. Okay. So let's see what we have here. We want to move this guy up 1, 2, 3, 4. Is that right? Nah. So that's 2. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 3. One, 2, 3. 4. Let's make sure I can do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we'll put him here for now. That's... Oh, no, we could put him with the air unit. That's fine. All right, so I'm happy with that. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 units there. So the Soviets spent 7, so they're at 11 right now. However, we got to look at ceded territory in Poland. Did they pick up any factories? They did. They picked up 1 factory in Brest. That's significant. I got to figure out how the minimum and maximum strategic warfare works. So I'm going to clearly have to read strategic warfare again. All right. No supply phase. Everybody's in supply. The replacements phase. We got a bunch of stuff to do here. So the Germans will go first. The Germans. And we'll adjust this down. And adjust this down. And that will be 6 for the Germans. And they're at 19, so that'll put them at 13. That's all the Germans can do in this phase. Nobody else rebased anything, I don't believe. So that's replacements for everybody. The upgrade phase, nobody's got any upgrades available either. The mobilization phase. Now this we got stuff going on here. So looking at the player aid card, mobilization. Mobilize a reduced leg ground unit for 1. Okay. So the Germans have 3, so they're going to spend 3 to take them to 10. And they will mobilize. And where do they come in? A friendly city in its country's mainland area. Okay. So Germans paid their 3. So let's just drop all 3 of these into Berlin and then spread them out. So this garrison unit is at half strength. That's basically all it can do. A friendly city in its home territory. So we'll put this. We're going to end up sending this guy to Warsaw, I think. So we'll send home country, right? Mainland area. Okay. So we'll put this guy in Breslau. Put this guy in Dusseldorf. And we'll put this guy in Bremen. And that's that. The Soviets have... So I believe ceded territories are like considered part of your home territory if they're ceded to you. So let's look at that real quick. The ceded area is here indicates that disputed area that disputed area is part of the mainland of the markers country. Okay, so yeah, that works exactly how I thought it did. Excuse me. All right, so the Soviets get 1, so they're going to spend their 1. Oh, and hold on a second, because these guys have to come in reduced. So the one guy's only 1. This is only 1, probably. Hold on. Yeah, that's only 1 step. So. And Bremen gets reduced, and the guy in Dusseldorf gets reduced. And I don't see that you can bring them in at full strength. Unless they're Soviets. Alright, so the Soviets... Did I spend the one for the Soviets? I think I did. I'm not sure it matters. Okay, so the Soviets will put this unit in Lvov. No, they'll put it in Odessa, actually. But based on the assumption that Bessarabia may end up ceded to the USSR as well. Alright, so that's that. That is the mobilization phase. The diplomacy phase. Diplomacy still active. So the Axis goes first, and it'll spend its 5, and we're at 10 right now, so we'll go to 5. So the question is, what do we got here? We got a pro-Axis marker. We got a political success and a no event. So there are still 2 political successes and no pro-Axis markers. I'm going to draw again. No event. How about that? So the Western Allies spent from the UK. The UK are at 15. So we'll go to 10. And do they want to draw or throw one of these in? I think they want to draw. No event. And the Soviet Union. They're at 10, so they're going to be at 5. So they're going to draw. Area seized. Awesome. So we need to look at that. This marker is pulled from the Diplomacy Cup. If the Nazi-Soviet pact has ended, remove it from the scenario. Otherwise, regardless, select a country with a USSR disputed area that has not been ceded to the USSR and is either neutral or an active Western country with no Axis unit in it. Okay, so, speaking of Bessarabia, so let's look at that. Okay. It's 17.0, but in this particular version of the rulebook, disputed area list. Okay. Oh, okay. So we can claim. Oh, okay. We need to look at that. It is either neutral or an active Western country with no Axis unit in it. So the question is, can I claim Lithuania? Because Lithuania right now is pro-Axis. So what is the official definition of neutral? Well, as far as I can tell, those are neutral. So I think I'm going to seize Lithuania. So we're going to get rid of... we need to see exactly what that does. So hold on a second, because there's ramifications to that. Disputed area is ceded to the USSR. So do we pick... see, there's so many options here. We have Karelia, which we could pick too. This is 35. Or Bessarabia. So what is Bessarabia? Does Bessarabia give us a better border with Romania? It kind of looks like it does. So I think we're going to take Bessarabia. So cede Bessarabia to the USSR. Increase the USSR's national will. As per the player age sheets, national effects, national will table. See its country list. Romania. You know what? I think we're not gonna do Bessarabia. I think we're gonna do Lithuania instead. So it ceases to exist. Remove any pro-faction. Okay, so we take one USSR ground unit. Put it in the eliminated units box. Increase the USSR's national will. So Lithuania is ceded to us. It no longer exists. So we need the... Mark that. And pull Lithuania out of here. It is Lithuania, right? Right, okay. Now Lithuania... Lithuania is a factory, so the Soviets will gain a factory. And they'll gain one national will from the factory count. And that is super happy business on the part of the Soviet Union. The more of those they get, the better. Now, that said, we're going to have to start putting shit back in the cup here because we've already got a lot of stuff out. So, alright, so diplomacy face Western. We already did that. Victory check, nobody won. End of turn. So we need to go up here. Move these. We have one French unit. Let's look and see where those go. This goes in the playbook. So this is November 1940. The first guards goes in the upgrade box. The German Airborne from November 1940. Wait, hold on a second. It's a French First Guards. The book says that comes in November of 40. Not November of 39. I'm going to trust the book rather than the vassal module in this particular case. So November 39, we get the airdrop. This goes in Axis Events, so we have an airdrop available now. We'll get to how that works. And that is that. And that's the end of the turn. So that is the end of turn 2. And actually, we're right on time because I want these. I want to keep these two roughly an hour. So hopefully this was again fun. It moved. I thought a little faster since I guess we got about a turn and a half done this time. Of course, there was a lot less to do in the operations, but we had more to do with the reinforcements, and I had to look a bunch of stuff up, and so that slowed us down too. So I am thinking of doing another episode of this, so we'll see what happens on that. But stay tuned. Subscribe to the channel if you're interested in more of this kind of thing. If you were here for video game content, please check out the Ardwulf Digital channel for video game content. I'm not doing much video game content on this channel anymore. It's going to be all tabletop games, primarily war games. So there's a channel update video for that. It's about 3.5 minutes long, much shorter than this if you want to find out all the news on that. So check that out. Subscribe. Like the video if you've enjoyed watching it. And as usual, if you see anything either incorrect or stupid that I did, please mention it in the comments. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.